this weekend's cook, we've got a couple of really good looking lamb backstraps. Sinclair mates have already trimmed them and dressed them for me. So the plan for these things is Nomad Chilli Co have given me a sauce to try out, an experimental batch that he's done up. The main ingredients in this thing is plums, morita chilies and black garlic. I'm pretty keen to give that one a run to see how it goes. I will do a light dusting of the Coast and Smoke 13th Apostle. This thing goes brilliantly with lamb and I reckon it'll pair pretty well with this sauce as the binder. I've got the egg warming up to about 140 degrees Celsius. I've got a couple of chunks of cherry in there with the charcoal. I'm expecting probably about 25 minutes for these things to come up to about 49 degrees internal. Then I'll run it on a hot sear direct heat for 30 or 40 seconds each side. Let's get cracking with this weekend's cook. I don't want to go too heavy with the Coast and Smoke. We don't want to overpower this lamb. Backstrap is really flavourful as it is, so we don't want to overpower it too much. All right, we'll let that sit on the bench for a few minutes while the egg heats up, and then we'll get cracking. So as I indicated before, our egg has been warming up. It's around about that sort of 130, 140 degree mark. We'll let these gently come up to that sort of 49 or 50 degree internal temperature before hitting them with a stinking hot sear. Backstrap has a tendency to get to temperature very quickly at the end, so we've got to sort of keep an eye on it pretty closely, particularly after about the 20-minute mark. But as I said, I'm expecting these maybe about 25 minutes before they're at that 49 internal, and then we can hit it with that sear and we'll see how we go. So about 20 minutes in and they've already overshot where I wanted them to be, which is a little bit frustrating, but that's barbecue for you. So what we'll do is we'll drag them out, we'll sit them here, we'll switch this out so the convEGGtor comes out, so we want some direct heat onto them now. I'll ramp up the temp. It just means the sear is going to be a lot quicker than what I originally planned, so maybe 20 or 30 seconds each side. What I want to do is just get some colour and some sear into the top of these things. So let's get going with that. So we'll just open the vents right up. What I want is that grate to be searing hot for when they go on. I'll just loosely tent these for now. We'll give this a few minutes to warm back up again, and we'll go from there. All right, the eggs had about 5 minutes to heat everything up inside. It's been sitting at about 310, 320 degrees. As I said, what I want is for the grate to be stinking hot. We want to get a bit of sear into these things. As I said before, they've overshot the mark a little bit. I'll keep this sear as brief as possible, but as I said, I just want to get that colour into the skin. So that's about your 25-second mark. So we'll flip them over, find a hot spot on that grate again. And there's about your 25 seconds again. So we haven't quite got the sear that I wanted onto them. But as I said, I just wanted to get them off. I didn't want to sear them too long because otherwise I'm taking them too far. Alright, we'll loosely tent those inside while we sort out the sides and we'll get slicing.